Assembly Hall, University of Illinois. The last 2 years here, Michigan and the Illini have played into overtime. It's been a trademark of their recent series, the close game, including last month in Ann Arbor, the final seconds. Michigan inbounding the ball. Illinois' Ephraim Winters with a steal. Bruce Douglas ties it at 59. Final seconds. Gary Grant hurries it up court for Michigan. Passes to Robert Henderson. His 17-footer at the buzzer. And Michigan wins 61-59. NBC Sports, proud to be college basketball's first network. Today, it's the Michigan Wolverines against the Fighting Illini of Illinois. Brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Honda, who invites you to see the Civic Wagon at your local Honda dealer. By Owens Corning, our building products put your house in the pink. And by Kemper and the independent insurance agents who represent us. For all of your insurance needs, ride with Kemper.
Buds for all that you do. You keep America going. You keep the juices flowing. You are the muscle, the hope and the hustle. You keep the country growing, and you make America work, and this Bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
His father's an engineer. His father's in sales. His father's a doctor. So's his mother. The parents of these kids have very different jobs, goals, and needs. But no matter who they are or what they do, when Dean Witter helps them manage their investments, they're all treated the same way. They're treated special.
'Cause everybody is somebody at Dean Witter.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
I saw this demonstration on TV, but I didn't believe it until I tried it myself. On this side, I feel a tingling sensation with Denorex. Here with Selsun Blue, nothing. The tingle tells me that Denorex is doing more.
Both have dandruff medicine, but Denorex adds an extra anti-itch medicine many dermatologists recommend.
Feels really good. Refreshing. So long, Selsun Blue. Hello, Denorex.
Denorex shampoo or shampoo and conditioner fights dandruff and its itch with an extra relief medicine.
I realized when I got in my own business, I had to give it 100, 110% of my time. I got deadlines to meet. I can't let something like hunger get in the way.
Snickers satisfies you.
A Snickers fills me up till I can grab a meal. Cuts the hunger, lets me take care of business.
Packed with peanuts, peanut butter nougat, caramel, and milk chocolate.
Snickers satisfies you.
Packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
Snickers is like a part of my business. When I'm hungry, it really does the job for me.
Coming down the stretch, the battle in the Big Ten. Michigan trying to repeat as conference champions, one game in front of the Hoosiers of Indiana. Illinois dropping to 5-5. The Illini have played tough all year long, but have not been able to win the close ones. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Al McGuire. 14-7 for the Illini, and they've lost one heartbreaker after another.
They are probably, Dix, the best 14-7 team in the country, bar and none. They have lost 5 games by 3 points or less. Their problem is they got nobody at white knuckle time, nobody in prime time ever since they lost Doug Altenberger.
Altenberger lost for the season with a knee injury. Michigan, on the other hand, as you saw, Robert Henderson winning in the final seconds in Ann Arbor. They have made the clutch basket down the stretch.
The key to them are their guards. Joe Bear and Grant, both are cocky, confident-type ball players. They want the ball at the end of the game, whether they're playing good or bad. They want the ball.
So it's Michigan against Illinois. They continue their long rivalry. The Wolverines won the first one by 2 at the buzzer at the University of Michigan. The starting lineups in just a moment.
Mr. Goodwrench knows your car's engine is an inferno of heat and friction. 100, 200 piston strokes of engine wear per second. It needs the life-saving fluid that protects it right. GM Goodwrench Motor Oil. Takes the friction, takes the heat. It's everything General Motors asks for in a fine motor oil. Get it from Mr. Goodwrench. No one knows your GM car better. No one.
The Cavalry.
They were always ready to serve, always there to protect. America's frontier looked to them for insurance. Their spirit still rides with the Kemper Cavalry, symbol of the quality insurance the Kemper Group provides today for your home, auto, life, health, and business. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us.
Bill Frater has not changed his starting lineup all season long for the 20-2 Maize and Blue. And here's how they'll line up to start today. An all-senior front line of Butch Wade, Richard Relford, and the Big Ten Player of the Year last season, Roy Tarpley at center. That backcourt that Al McGuire talked about, talented sophomore Gary Grant and the charismatic Antoine Joubert. For Illinois, 14-7, but we'll show you later how close their losses have been all season long. Anthony Welch and Ephraim Winters. Winters, the number 4 rebounder in Illinois history, number 6 scorer. Their leading scorer this year, number 33 center Ken Norman, had a big game Thursday night in the loss against Michigan State, scored 34. Bruce Douglas, the all-time Big Ten assist leader, and Tony Weisinger playing in the backcourt. Here's an idea how tough a year it's been for Coach Lou Henson of the Illini. Losing to Oklahoma, a team that lost but won all year by 2. Tennessee by 3. Iowa beat them by 1. Michigan, as you saw, by 2. Michigan State has beaten them twice by 7 and by 4. Indiana by 2. They've been in every game.
But, Dick, good teams win close ball games. That's the sign of a thoroughbred. That's the sign of a keeper.
And Michigan, while they've lost only 2, those have not really been close. At Minnesota by 10, at Michigan State by 12. It's interesting, if you total those, that's 22 points in Michigan's 2 losses. Illinois in 7, 21 points. The Illini have beaten Bill Frater's Michigan teams here 5 out of 5. So Frater, who has had a highly successful young career at Ann Arbor, has not been able to get an Illini scalp in Champaign.
Well, he'd like to get that monkey off his back today. His team is on top of their game, coming off a 1-point win last night, Thursday night, against Purdue.
Was last night Thursday night? I missed one in there. Well, anyway, here we go. Winters taps it back to Weisinger. Weisinger to Norman. The Snake Norman, their leading scorer, gets Illini in front quickly. This is Gary Grant. He's second to Bruce Douglas in the league in steals. Harpley, the All-American, and the John Wooden, the Player of the Year candidate. Man-to-man and a tough one. Inside it goes. Blocked by Norman. Boy, he's made big plays at both ends of the court. Weisinger, lightning quick to Winters. 4-0 Illinois.
That's a very important basket there. Ephraim Winters was not playing up to his ability. And to get out of the gate this early, I think you'll see a lot of points from Ephraim. And you'll also see 1 or 2 alley-oops.
Douglas and Weisinger double-teaming Grant, and he cleverly knifes his way through only to miss. Douglas going the other way. Illinois looking for a 6-0 lead. And a foul on Grant. It'll be a 2-shot opportunity.
I know they're down by 4 points, but the tempo of the game favors Michigan. They want an up-tempo where Illinois wants to walk the ball up over the 10-second line.
Bruce Douglas leading the Big Ten in assists and steals. If he maintains that #1 spot, it'll be the 3rd time in his career he's led the conference in both assists and steals.
It's been a leveling off in Douglas and Winters. In their sophomore year, they both were invited to try out for the Olympics.
Douglas averaging under 9 points a game this year, but it's 6-0, the Illini.
And a surprise, picking up early.
Michigan needing someone to hit something. Joubert is the guy, and you talked about him. He loves it when the pressure's on.
Never changed the style of play. Does not get emotionally involved in the game. A lot of times you watch him play, you think he's not trying, but inside is a big motor. That means a big heart.
Douglas inside to Winters.
Not too hesitant. Efren's going to have to put that shot up without thinking.
Weisinger from outside. Not there, but Winters rebounds, and he's fouled by Relford. No basket. Non-shooting foul. Relford's first. He's wearing, as you can see, we'll see it later, on his left shoulder, a black patch, and that's in honor of his junior high school coach who passed away this week. Foul on Winters of Illinois.
Reaching in. That was very close to goaltending. The ball did not reach its apex that time on Topley.
6-2. Illinois leads it. Just 2 minutes into the game here at Champaign, Illinois. Grant from Canton, Ohio. Gilbert, Detroit raised. It's Grant from the side, 6-4, Illinois. First bucket for the General, Gary Grant.
Well, they're drifting off inside. 1 or 2 more outside shots like that, and all of a sudden the baseline will start to move uptown on Michigan. But they got to play the guards honestly.
Norman with weight on him. Barkley takes Winters. Weisinger guarded by Gilbert. Douglas around Grant to score. Bruce Douglas, he has 4, and Illinois leads by 4.
Which way had to come back to help out. I'm surprised that Gilbert went all the way down court. Have to stay and get the ball in bounds first, Gilbert.
Grant, tough shot. Douglas, wide open, Weisinger.
Weisinger by far is the quickest ball player on the court.
And the smallest at 5'10". Tarpley, his first shot is there, and a tough one. Falling away, 12-footer.
Tarpley can put it in anywhere from 17 feet out, 17 feet in.
Well, we're going to talk about those guys who hit him from 17 and 37 feet out. Your all-time this year outside team. Norman makes it 12-6, Illinois.
I got a downtown team. We'll show you later. Why don't you get a pencil out there and write down who's your all-downtown team that's playing in college today.
Al will give you that in the second half. Gary Grant setting up Gilbert. Rebound to Norman. Here comes Weisinger. Beautiful pass. Anthony Welch unable to connect, and it's Grant the other way for Michigan.
Gilbert is just about getting up down the other end. You got to wait for him to come down. Here he comes, just from over half court. Thought he might have been injured, but he's all right.
Tarpley from the baseline is 2 for 2, and it's 12-8 Illinois.
When you're rated an All-American, that's why. Surprisingly about him, Dick, he never visited another school. He wasn't well recruited.
Well, he grew up something like 5-6 inches between his junior and senior year, and Bill Frieder is the one guy who saw him in the playground. Tarpley with a rebound. He's second in the Big Ten, behind Brad Sellers in that department. Gilbert, no traveling, no basket. Rebound Wade, and a foul against Welch of Illinois. Fans thought there's a little extra foot movement by Michigan.
I thought at the very end, after the fans started to make a commotion. Now watch, the very end he does work. Now watch, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Now he picks up that foot. Right there, Dick.
He'd have been a terrible official.
No, the official had to stutter too long, so he gave up on it. At the very end, he did work.
Guard Thompson, number 30, is in for Michigan. Gary Grant out, and Butch Wade looking for his first point of the game.
Big, strong, tight end. They probably have the strongest 2 forwards in the country, power forwards. If you watch on this foul shot, gang, Watch how high he shoots. The ball goes right up in the air. The trajectory is extremely high. That's why he doesn't have shots blocked. Now watch the height of the ball. As soon as it leaves his hands, up the elevator.
Wade trying to follow his own shot. The rebound goes to Scott Mintz in for the first time. He's a 6'10 senior from Kankakee, Illinois. Number 30, Mintz. This is Mintz with the ball. 12-9. Illinois leads it. We've played 5.5 minutes. Norman forcing that jumper right into the arms of Relford. Jobert of the Maize and Blue to Tarpley. Ball away. Out there. Wade keeps it alive, but Welch has it for Illinois. 3-on-2. And now Michigan back on defense.
The refs are blowing a slow whistle, a pro whistle.
Norman makes it 14-9, Illinois.
This is quite common in the Big Ten. The more physical the game, the more it favors Michigan.
This is guard Thompson from Grand Rapids East High School, a 6'1 junior. Good name for man in the backcourt, guard, G-A-R-D-E, a name that's been handed through 3 generations. Here's Thompson. Knocked away by Mintz, recovered by Tarpley. And Douglas takes the steal, and a foul on Jobert. There's the man, Bruce Douglas, the best in the Big Ten. It's making the steal, and he comes up with a big one there. Timeout, 13 minutes, 42 seconds left, first half.
Now and save on your heating bills. All the excitement of college basketball is here when the Cardinals of Louisville battle NC State. College basketball, it's the stuff Saturdays are made of on NBC.
Al McGuire felt that the key for Illinois today at home, and by the way, Illinois is a slight favorite here at home to beat Michigan today, was to play well inside, and early they have done just that.
Surprisingly, on both teams, there's not that exceptional quickness off the floor. The only person I would say out there that's quick in the baseline would be the Snake, Norman.
Illinois with a 14-9 lead. And not all in thorough excitement about this Big Ten clash. Weisinger brings it in.
Both teams have played all the way man-to-man. Trying to get the ball down there to Norman on the blocks.
Weisinger from 15, partially blocked and lost out of bounds as Relford and Wade of Michigan fought each other for it. And Illinois gets the break. Bill Frieder, Coach of the Year in college basketball last year.
They were knocked off in the NCAA last year, Dick, by Villanova, the eventual champion.
Mintz. Danced on the rim, and Scott Mintz has his first hoop. 16-9 Illinois with 7 minutes gone. Guard Thompson, well hawked, and he throws it away. Good defense by Illinois.
Give Weisinger the credit on that one. Excellent defensive ball player.
Robert Henderson, number 15, enters the Michigan lineup. Remember, it was Henderson, who's 12-footer, actually a 17-footer, beat Illinois and right at the buzzer in Ann Arbor. Mintz free, short. Douglas rebounds.
Baseline men are trying to post up down low.
That was Henderson deflecting it and then gathering it in for Michigan. Long pass to Tarpley, traveled but was fouled by Mintz, his first.
You know, there's a misconception in basketball. Everyone says the toughest foul to call is a charge block foul. The toughest thing to call in basketball is defense and the pivot man down low. You can be blowing the whistle all the time if you want to.
It is constant contact.
Constant contact.
Ephraim Winters returns, and Mintz sits down for Illinois. 7-point deficit staring at Michigan.
Too much one-dimensional basketball here, trying to get into Copley. Thompson has to take an outside shot.
Jobert. Relford follows it in. Richard Relford from Riviera Beach, Florida. His first basket. Douglas right back. Way off the mark, but Winters is there. 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Illinois by 7.
Michigan's a team that doesn't panic when they're down. Stay with their game plan.
Tarpley, boy, he likes that baseline jumper. 18-13. Tarpley has a half dozen.
Watch the pushing and shoving underneath. They all got tremendous bodies.
Norman to Welch. Anthony Welch, the senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, has 4. Tarpley, nice move. Rebounded by Norman. Weisinger hurries it up court.
Oh, he is lightning quick. What about
Norman. That's the biggest Illinois lead, 22-13, and it comes at the midpoint of this first half. 10 minutes left. Timeout, Michigan.
It's an FTD Hearts and Flowers bouquet for you, Charlotte.
Oh, Brett, I simply adore the flowers. And look at this darling little chest.
For Valentine's Day.
Oh, Tweedledee, that is until the 14th.
I had to be first.
Brett, was there ever any doubt?
Good day, Charlotte.
See your FTD florist before the other guy does.
And tomorrow's another bouquet.
They say it takes a big computer company to build a big computer.
Sure. Who else?
But Goodyear said, "Wanna bet?" and built a supercomputer for NASA.
Goodyear did? Yeah, the aerospace group.
Goodyear's computer can add or subtract 6.5 billion times a second. It's one of the world's fastest computers. See what you can do when you don't listen to what they say. Goodyear.
The one thing I forgot in my State of the Union message was to tell you to watch
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live this week, starring my son, Ron, yes.
Michigan coach Bill Frater conducting that symposium on court.
What they do now is that they try to get their team away from the bench because of the sound and the noise and the people behind the bench so that they can communicate and get the ball players' attention. Now, I don't know if it's too smart to sit them all down like that, but each coach has his own style.
You used to keep your players standing?
Yes, I prefer that they would stand. Sitting down at Tennessee Whitby, you can tighten up a little bit.
Frater has sent in number 41, Glenn Rice, considered one of the top 5 freshmen in the Big Ten this year. He's 6'7" from Flint, Michigan, was State of Michigan's Mr. Basketball last year. Lou Henson has his share of Illinois Mr. Basketballs on his roster. This is Rice. Grant returning to the lineup in the backcourt with Gobert. Nice pass inside. Henderson scores off the assist from the freshman Rice, and it's 22-15.
The most effective pass in basketball is the bounce pass.
45, Lowell Hamilton, a freshman for Illinois, and they're traveling the call against the Illini.
Watch the interior bounce pass in here, which ends up with 2 points. There it is, beautiful bounce pass. Caught the freshman on his hip, 2 points.
Inside, Rice. Out of bounds, last touch by Michigan.
Kind of surprised that Michigan does not pick up early and create the up-tempo game that they prefer.
This is Hamilton, the freshman from Chicago. Winters. Ephraim Winters. He now has 6.
Has all the tools to be a great, great ball player. Seems to lack consistency. Some people say he's just too nice of a person.
Joubert trickles it in. Antoine Joubert, the junior, the judge, they call him. He was always right in the family debates. Whenever they argued, Antoine was right, so he earned the nickname the judge.
Here comes the judge.
Whistle before the shot. On Grant. Gary Grant with his second personal foul. This is Glenn Blackwell, a sophomore from Highland Park, Michigan. A left-hander. Tony Weisinger goes out. That gives the Illini a half foot more in height. 6'4" Blackwell for the 5'10" Weisinger. Winters. Norman. Ken Norman.
His quickness under the basket is unbelievable with these players that are out here at the present time.
Norman leading all scorers with 10. Nice pass to Henderson. And he was fouled. The freshman Lowell Hamilton got him. Butch Wade about to be sent back in by Michigan coach Frieder. Hamilton is out. And Anthony Welch returns for Illinois. At the line, Robert Henderson. He's from Eastern High School in Lansing. Same high school that sent the Vincent boys, Sam and Jay Vincent, to Michigan State.
Henderson's an outstanding foul shooter. In the Big Ten, he's hit 19 out of 20.
And on the year, 83% to lead Michigan.
Pretty much can put these in the bank. If you'll notice, when he shoots his foul shot, it's off his palm, and the trajectory is quite low. It's almost through the basket. Where earlier, when we showed you on Butch Wade, his shot had more trajectory. Watch the low trajectory, and watch the ball comes off his palm. Terrible mechanics, but the ball goes in. That's all she wrote.
26-19. Michigan cuts Illinois' lead to 7. We have 7 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first half.
Tim Hirschner of Cincinnati loves his Honda Civic wagon because he can fill it up with everything he needs to fill up his hot air balloon and still have room for the balloon. The Civic wagon. It's a lot bigger than it looks.
Hey, Pete. Going to town with us?
Nah, go ahead. Thought you had a little trouble.
Oh, we can take care of it.
A day off is something real special, but so's a good neighbor.
Going into town with us, Pete?
Push. Head for the beer brewed natural as a mountain stream,
for a taste as smooth as its name.
Busch.
Head for Busch Beer. Head for the mountains.
All the excitement of college basketball is here when the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech battle Duke. College basketball, it's the stuff Sundays are made of on NBC.
Well, a great guard play today, and we're going to see outstanding backcourts tomorrow. Amaker and Dawkins of Duke, and Price and Dalrymple of Georgia Tech. And as a great guard yourself in your in your day, I know you're looking forward to tomorrow.
You'll see the real quickness tomorrow. Plus, we're at the zoo, Cameron Stadium. That's absolutely a zoo.
Well, they'll relate to you then, won't they? They're waiting for you. You made some nasty remarks about Dukes. What was it you said, that the more intelligent the student body, the more profane they tend to be? Did you say that?
It seems to be the more intelligent the body, the more wacko they are.
26-19. Illinois with the ball and the lead. Welch. That's twice he's been able to clear himself on the drive. 6 points for him.
It was supposed to be picked up. You force your man to the baseline. The center's supposed to pick him up, and you rotate.
Grant three in the corner, and Gary Grant nails it. 28-21. Grant now with 4.
No excitement out of Michigan. Down 7 points. It's just like having a 7-point lead. They're confident. They won the Big Ten last year, and they pretty much have the lead right now. And Indiana's pushing them.
Welch from outside is way off the mark, but Norman is there, has it kicked away, and Grant controls. Roy Tarpley.
The rule on Butch Wade is on the baseline right now. The only time he can shoot, he must be in the paint.
The Butch Wade rule, Frieder calls it. If you're not in the paint, you cannot shoot.
I had a guy named Bill Neary. The only way he could shoot if he got a rebound. Otherwise, don't shoot, Bill.
Remember, Neary, he was on your championship team. Gilbert, Grant, and Gary Grant puts it back for Michigan. 28-23, 6 points for him.
And Bill Neary's a lawyer today. Averaged 1.3 in my 1977 championship team and started every game.
Douglas. Bruce Douglas has 6.
Douglas is in rhythm.
6 minutes remaining first half.
Roy setting up too high. He got to drop down a little bit lower.
There. Tarpley. Oh, he is a picture shooter at 6'9". 8 points for Tarpley. Nothing but net on all 4 field goals.
Well, he's a perfect body for a forward in the NBA. Still both teams man-to-man all the way.
Away from the ball, a foul on Tarpley for holding Ephraim Winters. Little push and shove as Winters was applauding in the face of Tarpley, the foul call, and Tarpley took offense.
Next time down, you'll probably see in-your-face basketball. I guarantee he probably takes him low. If he gets the ball, he's going upstairs with it.
Guard Thompson is back in for Michigan, this time replacing Gilbert. A 5-point Illinois lead with 5:15 left in the half.
There it is.
Return.
It's going up.
Norman. And a foul on Henderson. And it will be a shooting foul. Lou Henson, former coach at New Mexico State before he migrated here to Big Ten country.
Here's the last foul here. He goes up real quickly, coming across. Now, that was not on Henderson. That was on Tarpley.
They pointed at Henderson, but Tarpley has been charged. One of the frustrations of the fact that they don't ask the players to raise their hands anymore, that the official points and you have to wait. Norman now 11 points in the game.
Junior college graduate in his senior year. His coach is one of the assistant coaches.
Actually, he's only a junior here. JC ball at Wabash Valley Junior College down in the south of Illinois, Mount Carmel. Quickly in his face, but he doesn't hit it.
I knew the next time he'd get the ball, he'd shoot.
Underneath to Douglas. Bruce Douglas. That's his average, 8 points a game. Back comes Grant to counter for Michigan, and he's fouled by Douglas.
What a big basket that time by Grant, and a possible three-point play. The Illini was starting to move out on him. Watch him come and pull up at the foul line. Lean in a little bit. Watch him lean in a little bit. You always should lean in. And looked like a hip connection there. There was no wrist or hand connections.
So Gary Grant at the line looking for his 9th point. Tarpley goes out, and Wade replaces him. Big Ten Freshman of the Year last season. This talented young man from McKinley High School in Canton. That's the same school that sent Phil Hubbard to Michigan a decade ago. Norman rebounds. The Illini bring it slowly up court this time. The 7-point advantage.
They usually do it that way all game long. There's 4.5 minutes left in the game.
Winters over Wade. Ephraim Winters. He now has a good balance for Illinois.
Nice aggressive man-to-man.
Gary Grant not there. Rebound Norman. Oh, he's played a big first half. Kim Norman. Easy to spot. He has the shaved head. Said he had a bad cut earlier in the week, so he took it all off. Bad haircut. Winner! The Illini can't miss, and now lead by 11.
Coming out of two of his baskets.
Give me a light. A Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Case of light? No, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
A Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else
Thanks.
is just a light.
A new company has begun, yet it has a 150-year history. It's only a few days old, but it's already the #1 manufacturer of medium and heavy-duty trucks. Although you've never heard of it, it's in the top quarter of the Fortune 500. The company is Navistar International, and while it's just starting to roll, it's already in high gear. Introducing Navistar, the rebirth of International Harvester.
The gathering of the world's great figure skaters, Olympic gold medalist Scott Hamilton, Robin Cousins, and dance sensation Torvill Endine. The gathering continues at the World Professional Figure Skating Championships on NBC Sports World. America loves its sports, NBC style.
Now the crowd here at Assembly Hall seats 16,153. They were number 6 in the nation last year in attendance, averaging 15,715. Lou Henson, now in his 11th year on the bench for Illinois, and he said he wants to send along his best regards to his coach when he played at New Mexico State, Presley Askew, who is watching from St. Luke's Hospital in Houston after heart surgery. And one coach to another, you'd never forget, they're like second fathers. 3:27 left. Michigan, one of the top 10 teams in the nation, down by 11 in the first half.
They must go to their All-American. Oh, a zone. First zone today. Look for Thompson to take the outside shot. Bring it around to the weak side. He's free over there.
Almost stolen. Last touch by Anthony Welch.
What was the problem, Anthony? You touched the ball.
Guard Thompson and Antoine Joubert in the backcourt for Michigan, with Henderson, Tarpley, and Relford on the front line. Illinois with its starting five: Winters, Welch, and Norman in the front line, Douglas and Weisinger in the backcourt.
Thompson is noted for zone busting.
The clock ran out. The 45-second clock. Michigan had forgotten that about 25 seconds had already ticked off the clock at the timeout. And so the turnover to Illinois.
Breakdown in communication. When the clock for here to eternity runs out on you, you've got a problem.
3 minutes left in the first half. Illinois' balanced. Norman with 12, Winters with 10, Douglas with 8, and Welch with 6. So everyone chipping in. They're shooting over 60% in this half.
Norman doing a great job.
This is an easy one, and Tarpley rebounds.
Little mix-up on defense here with Illinois. 2 guys playing zone, 3 guys playing man-to-man.
Joubert not there. Norman takes it away from Relford. Oh, knocked away nicely by Relford, and it's Thompson for Michigan. Guard Thompson hits the deck, and a foul will be on Douglas. His second.
They were touching each other, but I think Thompson went down just out of exertion. He's been hurt all year. Bad ankle, bad thighs. I think he just got onto his afterburner here and kind of collapsed on it. They touch right there.
Well, it's incidental. That wouldn't have been a foul in the NFL, but it's an opportunity for Guard Thompson, if indeed he's okay. He saw that ankle crumple underneath.
He's had problems all year.
Here it is again. Watch the angle. See the feet hit here. Actually, Thompson comes down on Douglas's foot, and Douglas cutting in front. I mean, he's impeding the path of the dribbler, and the foul called.
Normally in that situation, you have a problem with your ankle. When you step on someone else's foot and turn exactly like he turned that time. This is great camera work. If we get a chance, I'd like to show it again to the audience. Outstanding camera work. But normally you end up out of the game with a turn like this. Here it comes. Now watch when he steps on Douglas's foot. There it is, right there.
Yeah,
see his ankle
really
turned?
It. Yep, really turned it.
It could be all she wrote for him for today. I hope not, but it could be.
Coach, I want to remind fans as we see Thompson go off and Grant returning. At halftime, you think he's the best player in high school basketball. J.R. Reed is your featured guest.
Well, whoever he shoots for next year will get a 4-year contract. J.R. Reed out of Virginia is the #1 high school basketball player in the country. And we talk about where he's going next year.
Relford, Richard Relford from the side, went to the same high school as Anthony Carter, the great All-America football player at Michigan. (38-29) Illinois as time runs out in the first half.
Michigan is sloughing off more now off the weak side. Try to stop those putbacks. Illinois has got too many offensive boards and put them back for chippies.
Inside to Winters, and he was fouled Tarpley, and that'll be his third.
And out he comes. Don't even fool around. Get him out of there. Good play by Ephraim. Tarpley, 3 fouls. Get him out of there.
Butch Wade will replace Tarpley. He leaves with 8 points in this half.
Most times, Dick, coaches try to save their ball players with 2 fouls the first half and 3 fouls the second half. After a ball player gets 4 fouls, you pretty much let them play. But they were slipping down too far, and Coach Bill had to put them back in to maintain a distance they could make up the second half.
Now, Bill Frieder is really an interesting story. Most of the coaches, and a great percentage of them, were college players themselves, and eventually Frieder didn't play college ball. He was not even a regular starter in high school in Saginaw, Michigan. He was studying business. He said, I just love the game too much. I took a JV job in Alpena, Michigan, then went to Flint Northern as a JV coach and eventually worked his way to the head man at University of Michigan. It's really a Cinderella story.
Who else did that? That's right. Louis never played with the greatest coaches. Rick Majerus from Marquette never played ball.
40-29, Illinois keeping the pressure on, and we're closing in on the final minute of the half.
Big turnover. Go all the way, Anthony. Good pull up and
a foul against Michigan.
Coach Bill trying to save his timeout for the second half down the stretch run. Excellent pass here by Anthony. They say Grant stepped in.
It'll be the third foul on Grant. And Welch. That's a tough call.
Well, he's a new referee in the league.
London Bradley working with Phil Bova and Sam Licklider.
That was Sam's call, the new one. The other two guys have been around a while.
Winters looking for the three-point play. 15 points for Ephraim Winters. He's averaging only 8.4 on the year.
Must get a basket here. They're down 14. Must.
Good pressure defense by Illinois. Relford travels.
Well, Coach Hansen has been noted for his defense. Through Hardin Simmons in New Mexico State. Through 10, 11 years had the Illini. He likes to coach D.
In fact, his team last year was second only to Georgetown in team defense.
What I like about him, he started off as a JV coach in high school. Wow.
Both men started that way, worked their way to major coaching jobs here in the Big Ten.
Who would expect a 14-point spread, maybe 16, going into the locker room?
It is out of bounds to Michigan. One of the few mistakes made by Illinois, and with a half-minute remaining, Wolverines will try to cut into that large 13-point deficit.
You definitely play for one shot here. Definitely. I believe Illinois can still give a foul. No, they can't. They're on the 1-1, excuse me. So they'll take it down to 6 seconds and let the shot go. Look for the rebound. Most times the points here are scored off the shot. That means a rebound.
9 seconds. Gilbert with 6. Rice with 4. The freshman can't hit it. Norman rebounds, and thus ends a big first half for Illinois. In the first game, Michigan led by 14 and had to win. Well, they won it at the buzzer on Henderson's jumper.
Well, Dick, Michigan's a champ, and a champ always comes back. And I'm not looking to try to hold an audience here, but I guarantee you Michigan will make a run at them.
You know, this week and this year, we've seen a lot of great names in coaching say goodbye. Eldon Miller, apparently, his last year at Ohio State. Guy Lewis, Jack Hartman. I mean, really terrific names. Do you have any feeling about that?
Well, I feel, Dick, that when the guys get fired, I don't think it's fair that a coach would just leave. I think the coaches outside should ask why Eldon Miller is let go. And they just don't come and say, well, let's play Ohio State. Let's go after some of the kids to transfer. Well, let's go after the kids that they're looking to recruit out of high school this year. So I have a personal hang-up. I think the coaches have to be more fraternity, brothers, are more aware of each other. It's an honorable profession, but we need some rules. Coaches, Dick, should have tenure.
Well, that's another whole issue, and we're running out of time. But I guess there is a feeling there isn't a lot of compassion from your fellow man in the coaching fraternity. It's tough in a lot of ways. We'll be back at Illinois after these words from your local station.
The courage.
You can kick me out of here, but I ain't quitting.
The love.
I've loved you since I met you.
The conflict.
What kind of a human being are you?
The pain.
I got nowhere else to go!
An officer and a gentleman. Monday.
We stand behind it. Last year, we told you how Bladex guarantees your weed control. Today, what do corn growers say?
Weed control with Bladex was excellent and costless. The guarantee really sold us.
Bladex shared our risk. We like that.
Across the Corn Belt, growers agree. Bladex used at labeled rates means guaranteed weed control. See your dealer, and you'll believe in Bladex.
Shell stands behind it.
For years, Howard Blevins used AT&T long distance.
Will you accept the charges?
And each month when he received his AT&T bill...
Yes, operator. I'll accept the charges.
He accepted the charges. But then Howard discovered Telesave. Now he gets a bigger charge from talking longer and saving more. And when he said...
I've switched to Telesave.
AT&T was shocked. Woo! Take charge of your long distance with Telesave.
I'm Jeannie Rourke. The Leukemia Timeskate is an annual fundraiser. Join me Monday for Twin Cities Today when Dr. John Schmale and Jack Trudeau are my guests.
This is WICD Champaign.
From Champaign, Illinois, college basketball is being brought to you by Lowenbrau, brewed in the great beer-drinking countries of the world. This world calls for Lowenbrau. By Beneficial, when you talk to the manager, you're talking to the boss. By GTE Sprint, when you call Sprint, you've got the future on the line. And by Snickers, packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
Fans, please.
Mr. Garfield, welcome to Embassy Suites Hotel.
My room.
Oh, all our rooms are really two-room suites for the price of a single room.
Beautiful. Don't change a thing.
The living room, sir.
Love what you've done with this room.
The bedroom.
This is great. I need my space.
And of course, you'll want to take advantage of Embassy Suites' free breakfast.
Food.
Served every morning.
At Embassy Suites, you don't have to be a fat cat to enjoy the sweet life.
I resemble that remark.
This world calls for good times.
From London,
this world calls for sharing them now.
To Stockholm,
this world calls
to Tokyo. Lowenbrau, the only beer brewed in the great beer-drinking countries.
Brewed in Munich. Brewed in England.
Sweden.
Canada.
Japan.
And here in America.
For 600 years of Bavarian heritage in one smooth American beer.
This world calls for good friends together. And this world calls for Lowenbrau right now.
It's true, you know. American industry needs energy to grow. Imported energy is unpredictable. It can even be taken away. So our industries are using more electricity from resources found here at home, like coal and nuclear energy. And we're all using energy more efficiently. Coal and nuclear energy. That's homegrown energy America can count on.
All the excitement of college basketball is here when the Cardinals of Louisville battle NC State. College basketball, it's the stuff Saturdays are made of on NBC.
The official statistics bearing out Illinois' fine play in the half, 60% from the floor.
The most important thing there, obviously, is the rebounds. Michigan being out-rebounded by 13.
Michigan shooting not 0%, but 100% from the line. There we go, 7 for 7. Rebounds, boy, that is a big statistic. Illinois, a team that, as we have indicated earlier, so close to being one of the top 10 themselves. They're in every game. Gary Grant and Roy Tarpley with 8 each, but also playing with 3 fouls as we open the second half to lead the Maize and Blue. And for the Illini, their top scorer, Ephraim Winters. He has 15. Ken Norman with 12. One of the top halves of the entire year for the senior Winters.
Whoever Tarpley guards, they will kick the ball inside, try to create Tarpley's 4th foul.
Michigan inbounds the ball, and we're into the second half. Grant and Jobert in the backcourt for the Wolverines. Tarpley, Wade, and Relford with the ball on the front line. Same team that started. Winters, Welch, and Norman. The big men for Illinois, Weisinger and Douglas. In the backcourt, their same starting 5. And Weisinger almost forcing the turnover. Boy, he is quick. Tony Weisinger.
What quick hands. He's down with the ball that time, almost recovered it. Douglas is doing an outstanding job on Jobert.
Doug Altenberger, voted by the players as the most valuable Illini last year, but bad knees this year, serious knee surgery, and so he'll play as a 5th-year senior next year. Jobert hanging and getting one to trickle home. He has 6.
Also he cleared out with his left arm before he shot. That's a pro move. It's illegal, but a lot of times they get away with it. I thought that time that Illinois would have started with his own, forcing Michigan to shoot from the outside with a 14-point down. Here he goes. Here goes the big guy.
Richard Relford. And a foul on Anthony Welch. The way he raised his hand quickly, more or less saying, yes, I did it. Saved a basket.
Welch aid. Shot foul.
Richard Relford at the line. Former tight end in football. He was just 3 years behind Anthony Carter in the same high school, Riviera Beach, Florida.
Surprisingly about Rich is that he scores the beginning of each half. Beginning of the game, he gets a hot hand, and beginning of the second half, he gets a hot hand.
Michigan continues to be perfect from the line. They've scored the first 4 points of the second half.
And here's the first 1-2, 1-1 pressure up court, looking for a turnover. Michigan wants to up-tempo the game. They're broke.
Gorman. And foul on Tarpley, his 4th.
Oh, you're not going to like that call. Sam made the call again, the new official. I think Sam might be singing happy birthday to himself. He's 40 years of age today.
Well, Tarpley a little late there, but
tough call. No harm, no foul.
Considering what they let go, it was a touch foul. At the line is Norman. He has another year with the Illini, and with Altenberger coming back, and they're very high on the freshman wall, Hamilton, Illinois will be a strong team again next season.
Well, I thought last year that Illinois being the top 5 or 6 in the country.
Rebound Wade. Remains an 11-point lead for the Illini.
Big decision. They left Roy in there. They're All-American.
Jobert to Wade, and he's blocked. Welch makes the play, and then Jobert knocks it out of bounds to Illinois.
Acrobatic recovery by Douglas that time.
Tony Weisinger from Peoria, Illinois.
Well, that ball's going to go into Ephraim Winters because Roy cannot cover him. That's 4 fouls.
Douglas inside. Relford made the defensive play, and Welch touched it last for Illinois.
I'm surprised that Illinois just don't take their time, kick the ball inside to Ephraim, and make Tarpley decide what he's going to do. They'll force Michigan into a zone. Nice play by Welch, floating the ball to midcourt.
Weisinger gets the bucket, but Welch has been a demon on defense for Illinois.
Good timeout. They've lost their control.
Less than 2 minutes gone in the second half. The Illini by 13, and Anthony Welch sending a gift to his teammate Tony Weisinger.
Brewed in Munich. Brewed in England.
Sweden.
Canada. Japan. And here in America.
Of all the beers brewed in this world, there's only one beer brewed around the world in the great beer drinking countries, Lowenbrau.
And now through March 28, you can win a trip to any city in the great beer drinking countries, or thousands of other prizes. Just stop in any participating bar and play the Lowenbrau Challenge. I won! You won? I won! You won!
This world calls for Lowenbrau right now. Set your course. There's a world out there just waiting in the sky and on the sea. Navy, it's pride and history. Navy, seeing all there is to see. It's knowing that you're helping to keep us strong and free. It's not just a job, it's adventure.
Men, you've been selected as waiters for the A1 Cafe because of your unique ability to deliver the A1 steak sauce message. And that message is...
A1 has savory herbs and flavorful spices that blend with and bring out the natural flavor of ground beef.
Right. Because what is ground beef? It's ground steak. And what tastes better on steak than A1? I couldn't have said it better myself. A1 makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers.
The gathering of the world's great figure skaters. Olympic gold medalist Scott Hamilton, Robin Cousins, and dance sensation Torval Endine. The gathering continues at the World Professional Figure Skating Championships on NBC Sports World. America loves its sports, NBC style.
46-33, Illinois. 2 minutes into the half. And the Illini defensive pressure has been superb, and they're shooting the equal at the other end. They've been the better team thus far, but Michigan, a confident veteran team. Tarpley stays in, and he has the ball, turns it over maybe. Yep.
The whole game right now is Tarpley playing with 4 fouls. There is over 17 minutes left in the game. So Tarpley picked up his 4th foul with 18 minutes and 50 seconds left.
He stays in there. Do you agree with that move by Frieder?
Yes, I do, because if they're down so far and that's they could be blown out, the only way they can stay in the ball game is for Tarpley to get hot hand.
From Winters over Tarpley, he has 17.
Obviously, every time down, the ball should go into Ephraim Winters' hands. Ephraim should go down low. He shouldn't play in the top of the key.
Inside to Tarpley, no foul. Douglas with a steal, and stolen right back. Wade from the paint, tipped by Tarpley.
I'm a little surprised that they're not going to zone Michigan to protect Tarpley. All right, now let's watch it down low now. Obviously, the ball should be going to Ephraim Winters every time. Forget about anything else, Illinois. Get it over to the little guy. Get position, Ephraim.
Foul is on Wade. He argues that he was elbowed, but the official said, no, that's holding. First on Wade, who is from Boston, Massachusetts. He's a GTE academic, All-America, all the Big Ten choice, and a candidate for All-America. 16:46 left. Welch. And a foul on Relford. Second on Relford.
A lot of quick calls. We started the second half here, looking not to lose control. Tremendous bodies out there. Don't want this game to get too physical. 2001, 2002. It's a hand jam. Straight up. Nice.
Ritters has 19.
Excellent pass. Fans out there, you know what's happening in the game. Just follow it.
Grant throws it away.
If I was coaching now, and anybody in the team took a shot, with the exception of Ephraim Winters, I'd punch him.
Winters on the side of the lane.
Well, I wouldn't punch the big guys. Little guys I punch. There you are, alley-oop.
A holding away from the ball. No basket. The foul was away from the play.
Here's the fancy bounce pass. Best pass in basketball. Now here's token defense by Roy. Just takes a peek at him, that's all.
This is Winters' top scoring game of the year. Norman can't hit, but Weisinger hustles and scores. Faithful in Champaign love it.
Presenting the Volkswagen GTI. Car and Driver calls it one of the 10 best cars of 1986.
What you say?
Celebrate. Buy a new GTI by February 28th, and Volkswagen will give you back up to a full year's interest. Get the deal of the year on one of Car and Driver's 10 best cars of 1986.
What you say? This world calls for special feeling. This world calls for sharing them now. This night calls for these friends call for. This world calls for Lowenbrau.
Lowenbrau. Brewed in Munich, brewed in England, Sweden, Canada, Japan, and here in America. For 600 years of Bavarian heritage in one smooth American beer.
This world calls for Lowenbrau right now.
All the excitement of college basketball is here when the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech battle Duke. College basketball, it's the stuff Sundays are made of on NBC.
Dixie Powell, would you say it's bubbling in champagne?
Who's writing your material? 16,353, and there is some effervescence here indeed, as Illinois, perhaps its game of the year. Michigan, with its biggest deficit, 17 points. The Illini scored the first 6 points of the game and have never been headed. Joubert inside against Douglas, and a foul blocking against Douglas.
All of a sudden, Ephraim Winters made his first shot of the game, and he's off to the races. Even here, where Douglas commits the foul, Ephraim goes up there and just rejects that ball with the authority that he had when he played as a southpaw.
At the line, Antoine Joubert. Douglas goes out. Third foul on him. Now, Joubert and Grant last summer worked every day against each other at least an hour, one-on-one, just to try to improve their game and their relationship in that backcourt for Michigan. Joubert with a deuce, and it's 52-37. He has 8 points.
1-2-1-1. It is broke. The numbers are right.
Weisinger short. Relford to Joubert. Wide open. Wade. And a foul on Wade for charging. And
I want to give a medal to Blackwell. I want to give him a medal. I want to give him a big medal.
Lynn Blackwell took the charge.
Can you imagine this guy, Dick, coming down on you and you step in like that? And this guy is like a reed. He's so thin.
Wade is 6'8" and 235. Fortunately, neither man was injured. Third foul on Wade, so Michigan has Tarpley with 4, Wade and Grant with 3, and Blackwell goes out. It's a good job. We'll put you in again when Wade charges in there.
A little groggy, a little bleary, but did a good job.
Team foul second half. Michigan 5, Illinois just 2. Illinois more patient this trip. And pushing and shoving, and it goes against Wade, and that'll be his 4th, as he and Winters were battling for position underneath.
And Grant has 3, so they're in deep foul trouble.
Tarpley with 4 will replace his teammate Wade, who has just earned his 4th.
Normally in this situation, when a guy comes in with 4 fouls, if he doesn't foul out the first 1 or 2 minutes, he usually can last the game. He gets back in the sink again, but he's coming in now, he's cold, his body isn't sweating, he's a little bit out of the sink of the game.
With 14:50 left in the game, that also means that from now on, Illinois will be at the line 1-1. Welch just did beat the 5 seconds.
Boy, and they got Tarpley on Ephraim again. Okay, back it out, gang. You got to kick it inside. Good hand.
Stolen by Grant.
Good hustle.
And he was tripped from behind by
Weisinger didn't mean that, Dick. They were just glued to each other. Weisinger was upset about being the ball stolen away from him. Watch it here. Weisinger had to loosen the ball, gets it back at Grant, kind of trips over unintentional.
Weisinger goes out, and Blackwell returns for Illinois. Gary Grant. Reader calls them our defensive glue. And they feel around the Big Ten that Douglas and Grant may be the two best defensive backcourt men in the entire league.
The only advantage that Michigan has at the present time is a ton of time left, and they're only down 13 points. You're down this many points with 6 or 7 minutes left to go, then you're in deep trouble.
Grant now with 10. Winters, and there's Grant again to knock it away. Good anticipation.
Excellent anticipation. Henderson came over to double team on Winters, and Grant dropped down on a reverse defensive move, got his hands on the ball.
That's Glenn Rice, the freshman, number 41 back in. Relford giving a blow.
Clear out of there, Douglas. Let Ephraim have it down low.
Welch knocked away by Jobert. Who's going to take it? Grant says, I got it. Jobert made the defensive play, and Grant cuts the Illini lead to 11. Just under 14 minutes left. Winters over Tarpley is short. And a good save. Blackwell saved it, feeds Norman for 2.
Excellent play by Blackwell. Norman ends up at the basket, but Blackwell saved it and then fed the pivot from the baseline.
Norman with 15. He scored 20 points or more his last 4 games and had 34 on Thursday night. That's Blackwell again, and boy, Illinois has really impressed me, Coach, with its defensive play throughout. All 5 on the floor working hard. Well, Winters gets a hand as he goes out, and Scott Mintz replaces him. Winters with 19 points to lead everyone in the game. Here comes Weisinger back in also for the Illini. Douglas rested by Coach Lou Henson.
Michigan beat the team we have tomorrow. Beat Georgia Tech.
We'll see this Michigan team next Saturday at home against Iowa. Gary Grant suddenly hot. He's hit 3 in a row and has 14 to lead the Wolverines with 13 minutes left.
You just have an inner feeling that the Wolverines will not fold.
Welch. Weisinger is free. Out it comes to Jobert. Harpley, and he's run off the ball by boom. Might have been Welch.
On a fast break like that, I don't think you should pass the ball to your center, anyone that size in the middle. Matter of fact, probably should have went to one of the wing lanes rather than the center lane.
Foul was on Welch of Illinois, his 3rd.
Break the double digit right here. Very important psychologically.
From 11 down to 9. Grant has the hot hand, but misses on that one. Mintz with a good rebound. Norman. Henderson for Michigan. The Illini's biggest lead was 17, down to 11. Jobert. And the foul against Blackwell. His first.
Blackwell was trying to get around Jobert's body. The body is too big.
Douglas back in for Illinois, and Weisinger out. Ooh, what a move by Grant. Beautiful play by the sophomore. And it is down into a single-digit deficit, 54-45.
Coach Phil is up, got the towel wrapped around his shoulder.
And Illinois calls timeout. with 11 minutes, 51 seconds left. The Illini by 9.
The Florida Everglades and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. The Everglades means airboating, as close as you can get to flying without leaving the ground. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place in Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Hey, guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Once guys try the 24-hour protection of Old Spice Solid, they may give up their usual antiperspirant mid-stick.
Your dad, only used twice. Very short strokes.
Fact is, none of these solid antiperspirants help stop wetness as well as Old Spice Solid. These deodorant sprays can't block odor better than Old Spice Stick. So switch now.
Sarge, for you. Hardly used. Kind of like your comb.
Switch to 24-hour Old Spice, antiperspirant or deodorant.
Bill Frater, his strength is recruiting, and when he was the assistant coach under Johnny Orr at Michigan, Orr said that he'd gotten a report on the kid that went to Marquette, Glenn Rivers. He said if Bo Derrick's a 10, then Rivers is a 9. And Frater went out looking for Bo Derrick. He said, why do we want to waste our time with Rivers if he's only a 9? He says, I don't know anything about Bo Derrick. He says, I'm a recruiter. Basketball's my life.
You can talk about tunnel vision. That's his bride riding backward with her hand on her chin. She goes to every road game. Yesterday, she was running around with a T-shirt on, and I thought she was a co-ed.
Yes, wife Janice. They have a daughter who's watching with Grandma Laura. Is quite a fan, too. She said, well, if you're not going to take me, just leave me 2 tickets. I'll find my own ride. No, you stay home this weekend. So Illinois, once ahead by 17, now a 9-point lead. Plenty of time, 11:45 left.
Popley with 4 fouls, very important.
Harpley, he makes a dangerous play and gets away. Makes a clean steal. Gobert to Tarpley at the other end, and it's 54-47.
That pass was not to Tarpley, that was to Henderson. Tarpley put his hand in there. He almost ended up sitting next to Coach Phil.
12 points for Tarpley. Michigan on its run. Douglas trying to quiet it. Mintz and Norman, and out of bounds to Illinois.
Watch this pass. This pass is really over to Henderson, all the way over there on the left. But Tarpley came into the middle and got himself a Hail Mary.
That was an interceptor. He cut right through and gets the 2. 11:07 remaining.
With a 7-point spread, if I was coaching this part of the game, I would go to a zone to rest, save my guys in foul trouble, and then try to make a run the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Michigan trying to tighten the vise defensively. And another Tarpley off to Grant. And Michigan has made up a lot of ground in a short amount of time. With 16 minutes left, they were down by 17. And now with 10.5 minutes left, they have a chance to cut the lead and do down to 5. It's 54-49. They've made up 10 points in 5.5 minutes.
You never fool around with a champ. You got a champ on the ropes, you knock him out.
Douglas. Blackwell can't hit. Knocked away by Grant. Oh, we are seeing some terrific defensive prowess. Gary Grant, Bruce Douglas.
Grant seems to be picking up speed. Gobert is quick, but doesn't have speed. Illinois has to look right now to go into the snake. Or Ephraim to pick up the 5th foul on Popley.
There's Winters.
You got to shoot it. Ephraim, you got it. He's not going to come on you.
30 seconds on the shot clock. Look at Grant work on Blackwell. Norman blocked by Henderson and a foul on Henderson. His first. Now, many of you who watched the Super Bowl here on NBC and almost universally lauded was the piece on Vince Lombardi, Green Bay's great coach, in the pregame show. I want to credit some of the footage supplied by Dardanelle of Chicago from their motivational film Second Effort, and that Lombardi special.
I knew Coach Lombardi. He was a great coach. I remember once I was in a country club and I was at a table playing gin. And he was at another table at the club playing gin, and he said, deal. And the people at my table started to deal.
That's power. Norman, those 2 free throws give him 17 on the game. Trying to slow down Michigan. Bill Frieder up on the sidelines across the way, trying to get his Wolverines going. But it's an Illini crowd of 16,000 spurring on the men in white.
And the Illini went to a zone, a 2-3 zone, nestling around Topley. Grant to Jobert. Should put it up from the outside.
Glenn Rice, the freshman. This is Rice. He's not afraid to shoot it. And Jobert will let it go out of bounds last. Oh! Blackwell touched it last. And now the official, I think he's going to correct his own mistake. Right. He just...
Excellent.
He called blue, but pointed white.
That's an outstanding official area there. His name is Bova, I think.
Bill Bova.
Bill Bova. Excellent official. Been around a long time. Doesn't tighten up. Again, they're in the zone.
8th-ranked Michigan has trailed throughout, and they're down by 7 as Grant can't hit. A foul on Blackwell.
Boy, the whistles are coming faster and faster because the game's heating up.
Second on Glenn Blackwell, the sophomore. Grant at the line. Well, the University of Michigan has received, I suppose, hundreds of millions of dollars in grants, and they say that this grant is played like one.
Very interesting.
16 points to lead the Wolverines today. Weisinger in and Blackwell out for Illinois. And now 3 for 4 from the line. Rice out as Jobert arrested briefly. Relford is back in now for Michigan.
Rice is out because of that shot he took at that time. It was a bad selection of shots, especially in the tight ball game. It's now down to 5.
56-51, 9:06 left.
Don't know why you don't get the ball there from Winters. The guy cannot guard him.
Winters isn't doing a lot to get open either.
Give it over here to Douglas and let Douglas kick it in. Come around the horn. Come around. Wells, give it over here to Douglas. Over to Douglas. Then into Efron. Now Efron. Into Efron, Douglas.
10 seconds on the shot clock. And pushing away from the ball is Jobert.
Got caught in the switch that time. Topley moved up. Mismatch on Jobert. That's all he could do is push and shove. Good call.
1-1 for Illinois. 1-1. Winters from King High School in Chicago looking for his 20th point.
That ball came down wet. That was a Sputnik. You see that? Sputnik, wasn't that something years ago that the Russians put up? We see how high this thing goes. Something like that. I don't know where that came from, outer space.
Hits them both cleanly, 58-51. Efron Winters celebrating his biggest game of the season. And Illinois up by 7, 8.5 left.
Trying to force Michigan to shoot from the outside.
Hartley. Oh, what a tip by Henderson. Robert Henderson up with the left hand. He has 6.
All you want, whatever you want to do, Efron, you can do with him. He can't guard you. I would have faced the men, give him a head and shoulder fake, and take it to the steel or to the iron.
Who do you think the fans in Bloomington and Iowa City and East Lansing are rooting for? Traveling against Illinois. They're looking for an Illinois win that will tighten that Big Ten race. Indiana trails by 1 game. Iowa 6-3. Just a game and a half off. And some feel Michigan State playing as well as anyone in the Big Ten right now.
Scott Skiles, without a doubt, is one of the best backcourt ball players in the world. Not in the country, in the world. You know, last year in the NCAA, 6 Big Ten teams went to the NCAA. And the arrow is favoring Illinois.
Oh, the line drive by Henderson. And suddenly that Illinois lead, 117, is down to 3.
Now is prime time. Now we'll see a ball player take a shot. That's a prime time player. I don't know which one it's going to be.
Almost turned over.
I look for this kid to take it, the snake. Yep.
Norman misses. Grant rebounds. It's been a remarkable comeback by Michigan.
Welcome to Big Ten basketball, the rest of the country. 45% of the games have been 5 points or under this year.
Beautiful feed by Grant, and Relford is fouled. Joe Frieder, 43 years of age, described in Sports Illustrated a year ago, the man with a duck walk and a bowl haircut. They call him Freeze. The players love him. You know, the same things that you hear from Georgia Tech about Bobby Clemens, you hear from Michigan players about Frieder. That the coach doesn't try to take the credit. He lets us get all the headlines.
Coaches that are successful, normally the ball players know where they are at all times. There's no surprises.
Sounds like good parenthood, doesn't it? Relford hits them both. It's 58-57, Illinois.
To that last statement, Dick, it's the same thing, coaching and parenthood. If you don't love your ball players, you're not a coach.
1-point game, 6.5 minutes left.
You knew they'd come back. I'm not saying they're going to win, but you knew they'd come back. Illinois now starting to get hesitant. They've had trouble in prime time going down to the wire. They can't find a leader. The leader that Norman is the leader at the present time. So they're going to get it into Norman's hands.
Doug Altenberger normally, and that's where they've really missed him, the intangible things that he did. Douglas, he's the senior. Big 10th point for Douglas.
Want to put a little bit more pressure up court, trying to turn over the ball.
The last 2 years here at Illinois, this game went into overtime. Last year, Illinois won in 1 overtime. 2 years ago, it went 4 overtimes, and the Illini prevailed.
Coach Bill has never won here. Trying to get off the snide. Ooh,
Harpley, for a big man, he has a wonderful outside touch.
Belvin still. They're keeping the pressure on the Illini. The pressure is not on Michigan. Michigan had the 17-point lead.
Illinois had the 17.
Oh, excuse me. I meant to say it.
Douglas again. Michigan rebounds, and the Wolverines have a chance for the lead on this trip. They have not led the entire game.
Coach Bill is not sitting down. Looks like a small John Thompson with a towel.
Harpley, Gilbert. Incredible boy. Gilbert, and Michigan leads 61-60 with 4:45 left.
I would take a little bit of a timeout. No, he's not going. I thought he would take a little timeout here and try to.
He has only 1 left. 3 for Illinois. They really are playing tentatively now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Illinois.
They're hesitant.
Well, there Grant is. Stolen. Weisinger.
Weisinger, I tip my hat to you. Excellent steal. A Houdini steal.
Illinois back on top with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left. Tarpley. Oh my, the basket is good, but the foul is on Tarpley, I believe.
Oh, what a call. Same ref calls if he stepped in. Let's see
No,
which way
they did not call it on Tarpley.
They call him stepping in. Now, there was a block on that time. Tarpley did pick the man off Weisinger. Here he goes in for the dunk. Right, Welsh did move. Good call. Excellent call. All right, now watch Welsh step in. He would have held his ground. Maybe they would have caught Tarpley on a fifth foul.
Actually, that was self-preservation. He was turning to avoid the blow. Had he stayed there, he would have picked up the foul. Michigan leading 63-62. And the All-American Tarpley at the line looking for his 17th.
So the foul was off the play.
Welford then was the man who missed the free throw. Tarpley with 16 to lead the Wolverines. Three and a half minutes left. Illinois trails 63-62. And there's the defense of Grant forcing the turnover on Douglas.
Unbelievable D on Grant.
I'm out. 3:27 left. First place Michigan leads by 1.
The Kemper Cavalry. Why do so many people trust their auto and home insurance to Kemper?
First accident forgiveness.
Kemper Total. Repair or replacement value coverage for my new car, as long as I own it.
Guaranteed renewal for good drivers 55 and over.
Compare Kemper's loyal protection with anyone. We don't have to toot our own horn. Once you compare Kemper, you'll ride with us.
Glacier Bay, Alaska, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Glacier Bay means the one and only Alaskan king crab, sweet, fresh, and big. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer, cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Hey guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
When I was doing Big Ten basketball in the late 1950s, his dad, Bill Altenberger, was a 3-year letterman here in Illinois. Doug Altenberger will return next year, knee surgery. Well, let's go. We, in the first half, talked about that, the great outside shooters in the country, and you picked the 5 you think are the downtowners.
I'm talking about really downtown. I'm not talking about the average guy that can hit a 15, 20-footer. These guys go out to 25, 30 feet, and here they are.
Scott Skiles of Michigan State, Mark Price of Georgia Tech. We'll see him against Duke tomorrow here on NBC. Reggie Miller of UCLA. He has shot twice this year from the locker room. And Oklahoma's Tim McAllister and Virginia Tech's Del Curry. They love the gun. And, oh, we got to have a coach for that team.
Oh, I guess I'll put the Running Rebels, Tark the Shark.
He'd love it. That's his kind of club. 3:27 left. Michigan 63, Illinois 62, and the Wolverines with the ball.
Gobert keeps his body between the dribble and the ball.
Illinois led by 17 points with about 4 minutes gone in the second half. Michigan overcoming that big deficit, and Grant, Tarpley, Henderson scores, and he was fouled, and Michigan battling on the boards. This is their biggest lead.
Desire, determination, just stays in there. Doesn't get much ink, very little puff. Tarpley misses the chippy here. Watch Henderson just on desire. Gets the ball up in a possible three-point play. I asked him before the game, why do you keep your wrist taped like that? He said, well, I heard it earlier in the season. I was shooting good. I took the tape off and I wasn't shooting too good, so I put the tape back on. So I said, it's a good reason.
We'll see another Henderson, another six-man. David Henderson tomorrow for Duke. It's an intentional foul, a chance at a 4-point play.
Now again, watch it. This is the shooter that shoots a very low trajectory. That is a tough call to make at this time of the game. Very, very tough. But watch his hands when he shoots. The ball's on his palm, which creates a low trajectory. It doesn't go more than 10, 12 inches above the rim. Watch. Excellent foul shot.
joining us here in Champaign, Illinois. Michigan, down by 17 points early in this second half, has rallied to take a 4-point lead against the Illini with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. Illinois led throughout. Michigan finally caught them with about 6 minutes left. And it's been a big second half for the Wolverines, ranked 8th in the nation.
In close games, the Illini have not done well this year. They've lost 5 games with 3 points or under. They do not have a take-charge guy going down to the wire.
Ephraim Winters.
They should kick the ball into Ephraim Winters because Topley's guarding them, and Topley has 4 fouls.
And Winters, having his biggest game of the year, has just scored his 23rd point. Relford, DeGrant.
Too early to ice. Going to play a normal game, Michigan.
Joubert, good fake, and he hits it.
Excellent body control. He's shotting the way down, which is difficult.
Less than 2 minutes remaining. Joubert with 14.
I dribble right up to him. After he's not going to foul, he's not going to guard you.
Barkley's played the entire second half with 4 fouls. Welch from outside. Oh, the little guy gets the rebound, and he's fouled by Joubert. 3rd on Joubert. Let's go back to Antoine Joubert at the other end.
Watch Antoine here. 2 guys come at him. They both sky. Here they come. They both sky. He reclutches and shoots on the way down. The trick to that, young people out there, is to always keep your eye on the rim. And be an Antoine Joubert.
That's right. Be able to hang in the air a couple of seconds doesn't hurt, does it?
Have hang time of about 8 seconds.
At the line will be Tony Weisinger, shooting 1 and 1. Blackwell comes in, and Anthony Welch out for Illinois. Weisinger, not a bad man with a ball with the holes in it either. He said he threw a 254. He's not a bad bowler. That's what he likes to do in basketball season.
Well, watching him today, I'm thinking of the quickness I'm going to see tomorrow with Amaker and Dawkins and Price and on and on. So
Dalrymple, we talked about defense today. How about Bruce Dalrymple? Timeout. 1:29 remaining.
Crow Wing, Minnesota, and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Crow Wing means Northern Pike, big and mean, and Old Milwaukee means a great beer, cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer, and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place, an Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
You know, it doesn't get any better than this.
At 110 miles per hour, engineers find the new Honda Accord LXi hatchback to be quiet and comfortable. At half that speed, you could find it to be twice as quiet and comfortable.
In the last 2 years, covering 57 regular season games, 20 times, Michigan has been involved in a close one, 5 points or less. And they're 18 and 2.
You know, one of the reasons for that, Dick, their 2 guards, Joubert and Grant, are cocky, confident, almost conceited-type ball players. When it gets down to prime time, when it gets down to the wire, they want the ball. Now, the other side here, Illinois has a serious problem. At the end of tight games, they cannot find a leader. Their leader ended up going down with a leg injury early in the season, Doug Altenberger.
Michigan finally took the lead at 61-60 with just under 5 minutes left, and they're shooting 70%, the Wolverines, in the second half. Illinois, 60% in the first half. And at the intermission, the Illini owned a big lead, 13 points. 14 points at the intermission. Now it's a 2-point game as Weisinger hits a pair.
Not serious trapping up court, just kind of token trapping. And remember, Roy Topley has played with 4 fouls for He got his 4th foul with 18 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second half.
We'll watch the clock for you. 25 seconds on the shot clock. 1:07 on the game clock. Guard Thompson, who injured his ankle earlier in the game, is back in. This is Thompson with the ball. They wrapped that ankle, and he's back in action.
Well, they like Thompson to shoot from the outside. He's a very confident ball player. He's known as a zone buster. So if they lay off the block up the inside with Roy Topley and Henderson, Thompson will shoot from the outside.
That's the shot clock on the lower left. 11 seconds on the shot clock, 55 seconds game clock.
Nice swinging around to Thompson quickly.
Henderson blocked. Out it comes, and the clock resets. I don't think Jobert realized that. He forced the shot. Actually, they had 45 seconds going for them.
Jobert fell asleep. They redid the clock after the shot. It was tapped.
Shot clock is off now. Illinois needing a bucket to force overtime. As we told you, the last 2 times they played here in Champaign, games went extra time. It's tied. Weisinger. 12 for Weisinger. Now it's up to Michigan with 21 seconds left.
I think they might call timeout after they get over half court. I think. Let's see. Illinois will settle back into his zone. I think Phil will call time. No, he isn't. Okay.
Grant throws up a prayer. Rebound Norman. Timeout Illinois.
Took the shot too soon, Dick. The idea is to take that shot with about 5 seconds left, so the worst you can do is go to OT.
Plus, they've had to weather some big highs and lows. Illinois running away with things, leading by 14 in the first half, building to 17 early in the second half, only to find Michigan catching, going ahead by 4. But now it's in the hands of the home team. The Illini have 7 seconds. Game tied at 68.
All right, now listen up, Dick. Give me your eyes on this one. I believe that Illinois will throw the ball to around half court and call their last timeout. Michigan has 1 timeout remaining too. The important thing right now also, in any type of tie-up, the arrow is favoring Illinois. I personally look for Norman to be the primetime player for Illinois, to take the shot.
Ken Norman, who leads Lou Henson's club in scoring. Louisville and North Carolina State. It's the second half of this Saturday doubleheader on NBC. Stay tuned. We've been talking about guards all weekend. Milt Wagner for the Cardinals. North Carolina State. Nathan Millen, who really is made a guard by Jim Valvano. And how about the news today that Valvano, you broke that story last week that he was going to become athletic director.
Well, I hope he stays in coaching. He's an excellent coach. He's good for basketball. He's good for the ACC. Sometimes you become an athletic director and you kind of put on those soft shoes and get the soft chair and tilt back.
Well, nothing soft about this situation. 7 seconds remain. Illinois' ball. Michigan in the second half has hit 2 out of 3 from the floor, 66.7. Slingshot Snyderman also indicating that Illinois hitting only 39% in the second half.
Michigan calls the timeout to analyze where the ball was being taken out. Coach Phil took a quick look at the lineup of what Illinois was doing. Now he will counter with a defense by how they were lining up. Obviously, right now, there is only 7 seconds left to go, and the major decisions are going to be made.
And we'll return to Champaign, Illinois after this.
Gotta be alert.
Great moments in sports are here on NBC. Our tradition covers the sports world for all the world to see. So when America watches sports, it turns to NBC. America loves its sports. America. NBC style. America loves its sports. America. NBC style.
Well, this crowd at Assembly Hall has been treated a typically close Big Ten scrap when it seemed that Illinois was 1:68 left. We're in the final seconds, 7 seconds, 68 all. It has been a trend, the close games, the overtimes. Remember at the start of our show today, Robert Henderson hit one at the buzzer at Ann Arbor. It was tied there, and Henderson won at 61-59.
And I think the last 2 games they had here both went into overtime, didn't they, Dick?
That's right.
Now when there's 7 seconds on the clock, that means there's 7 or less seconds.
We'll let George Finkel, our director, Kenneth Roy Edmondson, our producer, just play it from here. Weisinger, well short. Michigan forced him wide, and 3 straight years here in Champaign. No wonder we saw folks bringing in their brown bags, their sandwiches. It's not a 2-hour game. We come here expecting an extra period or more. Last year, overtime, Illinois. 2 years ago, 4 overtimes, Illinois won. Well, put yourself in that huddle. Lou Henson has to be saying, hey, we're at home. Let's get our game back together, play the way we did at the start, while Bill Frieder has to be saying to the team, hey, we've already won a moral victory to even get it this far, to get it into overtime.
Well, I think Bill feels that Illinois might eat some chokeberries. When you're at home, what you try to do, and I'm surprised, is you drive for the basket. When you're on the road, you go for the 15-foot jumping. Because normally at home, a ref will not call a charge foul in front of the home crowd. So that was one of my rules when I was playing. But one of the big mistakes that was made by Michigan, they got away with it. They took the shot too soon. So they're fortunate to be in OT. Bill's saying now, let's have dedication. Let's be smart.
You got that lead by being aggressive, and you two guys penetrating the smart with the continue to position the time.
Illinois really out-aggressed Michigan the entire first half. And then Michigan down by 17. It feels like somebody turned a knob, turned on a switch, and it was the Wolverines suddenly playing as if they're trying to put the Illini in a vice.
Dick, the game was over. The kid had 4 fouls on him. They had a 17-point lead. They stopped getting the ball into Ephraim Winters. They had a foul Topley out. It was all she wrote. But that's college kids. All of a sudden, they get a 17-point lead, and they all think they're all conference. They all think they got to take a shot.
5-minute first overtime period. Winters gets a tap. Oh, he jumps well for a man of his build.
He hasn't had his alley-oop yet today.
Norman to Winters.
That was almost the alley-oop. The pass wasn't high enough.
Winters with 25 points, his season high.
Again, they're going to force Michigan to shoot from the outside if they can. Keep the ball out of Topley's hands.
Deflected into the hands of Norman. Winters, Harpley, Welch with Relford, Douglas around Grant, Weisinger. Little Tony Weisinger at 5'10" gives Illinois a 4-point lead. 1 minute gone in overtime.
Give the little guy credit. He missed his last 2 or 3 shots, and he took that one just like a pro.
Jobert, bingo, 72-70 Illinois.
Unemotional. Jobert, Michigan plays unemotional. They know they're good.
Winters with a alley-oop. Norman scores. And Norman with 19.
Fans are building up momentum. It's a little bit too soon.
Hartley to Jobert.
keeping the pressure on the Illini. Watch the same two guys that play volleyball together, Ephraim Winters and Norman.
Leading scorers are Winters, 25, Norman, 19 for Illinois. Grant and Tarpley, 18 each for Michigan. And a foul, Henderson. His second. Butch Wade, 53. Guard Thompson, 30, come in for Michigan. Relford and Henderson go out. Wade is playing with 4 fouls, as is Tarpley.
Moves that time, put in a smaller team to try to create pressure up court for Michigan to create turnovers. So I would look if next time that Illinois gets the ball to watch the pressure from the Michigan guards. Playing with a 3-guard offense right now.
Norman now with 20 points, 6 for 7 from the line. He set an Illinois shooting record last year, 63%. He's hitting 65% this year. Welch gets the ball back for Illinois. So a 3-point lead. And now, again, it's Welch in the right spot. But Norman made the play. And a foul on Gary Grant. That's his 4th.
Michigan might be starting to foul a little bit too soon. There's a ton of time left. There's 2:10 left. There's only a 3-point spread.
3 Michigan starters playing with 4 fouls. Wade, Tarpley, and Grant. Bill Crater calls timeout for Michigan. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first overtime.
This bud's for all that you do. You keep America going. You keep the juices flowing. You are the muscle, the hope and the hustle. You keep the country growing, and you make America work. And this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
Get a pair of Converse leather basketball shoes free when you buy 10 rolls or more of any Owens Corning Pink insulation. So insulate now and save on your heating bills.
Lou Henson instructing his Illini, looking back again at how close and tough this year has been for Illinois. They're 14-7, but they've been in every game they've lost. 5 of the games, as Al McGuire pointed out earlier, 5 of the losses by 3 points or less. But no one has blown them out. This is a solid basketball team.
Well, even last year, when I do a little book each year in the summer on picking the best teams and so on, but even the season before this, I picked Illinois in the top 5 in the country. And they got outstanding material, and just that some ingredient was missing. And I still think it is missing, a confidence. So if they can take this one, I'll give them the confidence and give them the momentum to finish in the Big Ten strong and get into the NCAA.
3-point lead, and Weisinger at the line, 1-1. Wade for Michigan. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Michigan trails by 3.
Got a 3-guard offense out there because Illinois is in the zone, the 2-3 zone.
Gobert, Grant, and now guard Thompson. The 3 outside shooters for the Wolverines. Inside to Tarpley. Thompson in the corner. Rebound Douglas. And a foul on Thompson.
Not a bad foul. Stop the clock. They're still on an odd number. Got to remember that Michigan has to score 2 baskets to win. So,
the winner over Seton Hall today, as you saw.
So if Douglas makes 1 out of 2, it doesn't make any difference to Michigan. If he makes 2 out of 2, then it's a problem.
Bruce Douglas, the senior, who will finish his career as the all-time Big Ten leader in assists. He is a good free throw shooter. In fact, the Illini's best, almost 84% on the year.
He's been their floor general the last number of years.
That requires 3 possessions for Michigan unless we get a 3-point play. Grant, he was fouled by Witters.
Plenty of time left. There's no rush, but they must come up with some type of points each time down. Right here, they at least got to make one, this kid Grant. So then they only need 2 possessions to tie and go to the second overtime.
Grant today is 4 for 5 from the line, 18 points.
Now, as you notice, there's 3 guards in there for Michigan, and they will pick up early.
For the sophomore, he's had a big game, and he's made a couple of key defensive plays that let Michigan charge back from that 17-point deficit. Oh, Wade had a chance at the rebound, couldn't hold on.
There'll be pressure up court. Top will be playing a one-man zone back. It'll be 1, 2, 1, 1. See the guys in the wings. Wherever the ball comes, the trap develops. Here comes the trap. Hit the outlet lanes. You didn't move up fast enough, Jobert. Now all the way back down court. Top is playing a one-man zone. 1,006, 1,007, 1,008 over. I took over your job, Dick.
4-point lead for Illinois. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1:10 on the game clock. Douglas broken up by Grant. Last touch by Grant.
Illinois still playing hesitantly. Michigan cannot let the clock be worked against them. They have to hit no matter who, no matter what the foul shot percentage is.
14 seconds are on the shot clock.
They could take it down in one time, this 14, but after that, no more. Dick.
Welch with the ball, 10 seconds, Weisinger. And a foul on Wade, reaching in. That's all for him. Butch Wade is fouled out. Scored only 1 point today.
Body by Fisher.
Illinois, if they win, will look to many areas. One will be their ability at the free throw line. They've missed only 3 all day from the charity, 17 for 20. Whom do you foul? Well, Winters is the obvious target.
You don't have the time to look around to foul any particular person. This is the key one here. We're on the odd number again. If he makes this one, Michigan has a problem.
6-point lead.
Got to penetrate.
55 seconds. Knocked away by Douglas. Recovered by guard Thompson. Michigan doesn't have a timeout. That hurts Frieder now.
Well, a lot of time left, but they got to foul right away. You got to foul right away. Don't be highly selective in who you hit. I backed it back up again.
Norman.
You should have backed it up. The clock is more important. What are you doing?
Harpley made the block. Jobert scored. It's a 2-point game.
Oh, that was a moral sin. The clock is more important than the score.
Foul on Jobert with 18 seconds left. His 4th.
Come on, you're not that tired, Jobert. Go down the court.
Oh, this has really been as fine a game in terms of spectator appeal as you could ever find.
No way in the world should that shot have been taken. I don't care if you got 99 and 9/10% pure. You don't take the shot. The clock is your opponent. Not Michigan anymore. The game is still alive.
The pressure's on Tony Weisinger to make at least 1 with 18 seconds left. The junior from Peoria is a 77% free throw shooter.
What Thompson is doing here, watch Thompson on the line moving his arms. That's illegal. The ref might call it a technical foul if the young guy misses the shot. Now watch Thompson this time. No, he's being taken out, so it won't happen again.
Thompson goes out limping ankle that he turned earlier in the game.
Coach is saying no three-point play. No three-point play. Just stand down there with your arms up in the air. Michigan should throw the ball to half court so the clock won't start. The guy should dribble all the way in. All the way in. Nobody will touch him.
Weisinger knocks in 2 more. And a 4-point lead with 18 seconds left. And the Illinois fans feel they've got another overtime win against the Wolverines. We'll be right back.
This world calls for good times.
From London
This world calls for sharing them now.
to Stockholm
This world calls
to
for
Tokyo. Lowenbrau, the only beer brewed in the great beer-drinking countries.
Brewed in England.
Sweden.
Canada.
Japan.
And here in America.
For 600 years of Bavarian heritage in one smooth American beer.
Tim Hirschner of Cincinnati loves his Honda Civic wagon because he can fill it up with everything he needs to fill up his hot air balloon and still have room for the balloon. The Civic wagon, it's a lot bigger than it looks.
North Carolina State, in the second half of our NBC doubleheader, has taken the early lead at home against Louisville. As soon as the final buzzer here, we'll be switching you down to Raleigh for the action between the Cardinals and Wolfpack. Here, Illinois, 3 straight years at home, overtime with Michigan, and they're trying to make it 3 straight wins.
Situation now, all that Coach Henson said to his ball players, no three-point play. Because what would happen if he scores in a three-point play, he would then miss the foul shot on purpose, hope to get the rebound and go into a second overtime. Want the clock to start. The clock does not start till it touches Joe Bear's hand. Now, keep dribbling. Keep the dribble alive. Good.
Joe Bear.
No three-point play. Now foul intentionally right away. Anybody. Foul. Anybody. I don't care. Hit somebody. Hit them. Anybody. What are you doing? That's it. That's it. Anybody. Took too long.
1 and 1 is the call, not a 2-shot foul with 3 seconds left.
They blew about 7 seconds or 6 seconds there. That was a no-no. Now he makes the first one. Congratulations to Illinois. You've tightened up the Big Ten race.
Well, that'll Indiana with a win tonight would move into a tie with Michigan. And, of course, Iowa sitting right there. We'll see Iowa and Michigan in Ann Arbor next Saturday on NBC. Michigan State, everyone raving about the way Judd Heathcote's Spartans are playing of late. And, of course, Illinois, their faint hopes are rekindled with a win today. 3 seconds left. This young man has played a big role in the game. Weisinger with 16 points. Only 2 of those in the first half. So he's been the man that got Illinois back in it when they relinquished the big lead.
What he brings to the table is the quickness that Illinois needs. If a North Carolina State, and you'll see right after this game, had a guard like this, they'd be in the top 8 in the country.
Thompson, and Michigan loses for only the 3rd time this year. The Illini, 83. The Wolverines, 79.